Annyeong Buzz. Welcome back to your favorite place for all things K-pop, where we don't just talk about the headlines, we dive deep into what's really going on behind them. All right, fam, it's official. The court has recommended that NewJeans and ADOR settle their dispute. And what did NewJeans say? A big, loud no. According to them, and I quote, "The trust relationship has already been broken." Whew. That is not something you say if there's any chance of reconciliation, right? So, what actually happened in this second trial? Let's break it down. The Seoul Central District Court just held the second hearing for the lawsuit filed by ADOR against NewJeans. Neither the members of NewJeans nor ADOR's CEO Min Hee-jin were physically present, but their legal teams showed up in full force. We're talking 5 lawyers for NewJeans and 6 from ADOR's side. You can tell this is not a small dispute. They are lawyering up like it's a full-on corporate war. ADOR argued that NewJeans is changing their reasons for terminating the contract and that they're scrambling for justification after the fact. Basically, ADOR is like, you already made your move, now you're just trying to make it sound legal. But NewJeans' team isn't backing down either. They fired back, saying that HYBE's top execs completely took over ADOR's management and failed to protect NewJeans. They're saying, look, we terminated the contract because the people who were supposed to protect us didn't. And it gets messier. NewJeans also threw some shade at ADOR's ability to even function properly as a management company. According to their lawyers, it's not enough to just bring in some random list of producers to replace CEO Min. They're basically asking, what's your actual plan here? Now here's where it gets spicy. There's also a disagreement over the evidence that was submitted. NewJeans' side said that some of the content ADOR submitted came from an illegal audit. They claim this could violate Korea's Information and Communications Network Act. But ADOR pushed back, saying the computer files were provided by someone who agreed to give them. Plus, the computer belongs to the company, so how is it illegal? This is turning into a tech privacy battle inside a contract war. The courtroom must have been tense. Then, we get to the emotional core of this trial, the idea of trust. The court was like, okay guys, how about a settlement? But NewJeans' side gave a hard pass. The trust has already been broken. They even said, we've crossed the point of no return. That statement hit me hard. This isn't just about business anymore. It's personal. When a group like NewJeans says they don't trust their label anymore, it's game over for that relationship. So here's where I want to pause and talk to you, because I'm seriously curious. Do you think there's any going back from this? Should NewJeans even consider settling with ADOR or HYBE? Or are they doing the right thing by standing firm and saying, no, we've been mistreated and we're not going to smile through it? From my perspective, this is not just about one girl group and one label. This could set a major precedent in K-pop. If NewJeans wins this battle, it might inspire other idols to stand up when they feel mistreated. But if they lose or settle, it might make other groups hesitate before challenging the system. Let me know in the comments. If you were in NewJeans' shoes, what would you do? Would you walk away from a label that helped launch your career? Or try to fix it from the inside? Because honestly, this fight seems like it's already past fixing. The next hearing is scheduled for July 24th, and I don't think anyone's backing down before that. All right, take a breath. We're only halfway through the full picture. In the next half, I'll talk about the implications of the $1 billion penalty, how this might impact NewJeans' upcoming promotions, and why this case is turning into a chess match between HYBE and Min Hee-jin. So let's get into the part that really shook me, the financial penalty. Did you catch that the court previously accepted ADOR's request for indirect compulsion? That means if NewJeans performs, appears on broadcasts, drops new music, or even shows up at a brand shoot without ADOR's approval, they could be fined $1 billion per instance. That's around $720,000 per activity. Let that sink in. Imagine you're a member of NewJeans. You're in one of the most popular girl groups right now. Your schedule is packed with performances, photo shoots, variety shows, and every single thing you do could rack up $1 million penalty. That's not just pressure, that's a trap. And even though it sounds like ADOR is holding the leash here, let's be real. This is going to backfire publicly if it continues. Fans are already emotional. There's already tension. If ADOR actually tries to collect that penalty, it's going to explode online. NewJeans has one of the strongest fandoms right now, but here's where it gets strategic. Did you notice that ADOR's side said, if the court makes a conclusion, either on this main case or the injunction, it'll be easier to reach an agreement? That's lawyer speak for we're stalling to see if we win. They're keeping the door open, but only if they think they'll come out on top. On the flip side, NewJeans is playing their cards very boldly. They said, we've crossed the point of no return. That's a heavy statement. If you're willing to say that in front of a court with the media watching, it means you're ready to risk everything. And let's not forget how this affects Min Hee-jin. She's still technically ADOR's CEO, but she's also the person NewJeans is trying to distance themselves with. That's awkward on every level. The company is suing the group she created, while she's still in the middle of it all. Can you imagine the group chat energy between them right now? Because I can't. Here's a question that keeps coming up for me. If NewJeans wins, what's next? Do they stay together under a new label? Does someone like AOMG, Antenna, or even the Black Label scoop them up? Or does each member go solo? And if they lose? Well, even if they're contractually forced to stay with ADOR, that trust is shattered. How do you work with a team that sued you for trying to protect yourself? It's like working with your ex after a breakup, and not the amicable kind. Another thing to think about, this drama doesn't just affect NewJeans, it sets the tone for the whole industry. You best believe other idols and rookie groups are watching this closely. Labels too. If NewJeans can challenge their company and survive or even thrive, this could absolutely shift the power dynamic in the idol world. But let me ask you this. Do you think the court will side with the company or with the artists? Historically, Korea's entertainment courts have leaned toward the companies. But public pressure is huge now, and NewJeans isn't some unknown rookie. They're at the top of the game right now. So who do you think is more likely to win in this legal war? Drop your thoughts in the comments because I really want to hear what you think. Is this NewJeans being brave and standing up for their rights? Or is there more going on behind the scenes that we don't know yet? Also, do you think this court battle will delay their music releases? Some people are saying this could postpone their summer comeback or any potential subunit activities. And that would be a huge loss, not just for fans, but for Korean music charts too. At this point, I'm just hoping the girls are okay. They're still so young to be dealing with all this legal and corporate mess. I hope they have good people around them, real mentors and advisors who are helping them make decisions with a clear head and not just emotions. Because here's the thing, we can stand the group, we can dissect every move, but at the end of the day, they're human. And no matter how iconic they look on stage, it's gotta be exhausting fighting a legal battle while the world watches. All right, Buzz fam, I'll keep you updated as we get closer to that next court date on July 24th. You know I've got my eye on this case, and the moment anything breaks, you'll hear it here first. So don't forget to hit that like button if you support NewJeans, subscribe if you want more updates like this, and let's light up the comments. Whose side are you on? What do you think is going to happen? Is there still a way back? Or are we watching the slow motion breakup of K-pop's most promising girl group? Let's talk about it. This is Annyeong Buzz, where the tea is hot and the opinions are even hotter. See you in the next video.